in the past 2 weeks, life as we've known it has disappeared. The coronavirus pandemic is global and it's non-discriminatory. Our schools, our businesses, and even our churches have shut down completely, and most travel is non-existent. We're quarantined, isolated, which leaves us feeling unsettled, alone, uncertain, and afraid. Not to mention angry, sad, and confused. And it's in times of crisis like this one that we can succumb to the fear and the chaos, we can lose hope, and we can spiral downward, or we can decide to take pause in the midst of the storm, and we can learn some very valuable, life-changing lessons. It's in the hardest, scariest seasons that we learn and grow the most, if we will choose to still ourselves, to be fully present, and be open to the wisdom that God wants to share with us. And though I felt the gamut of all the emotions over the past couple of weeks, instead of fighting and resisting the reality of what is and allowing it to overcome me and overwhelm me, I've made the choice to lean in and to view it as a season of rest, recovery, and reevaluation. And daily, I've chosen to spend time quieting, calming, and centering myself while seeking the presence of the Lord. And as a result, I've experienced His peace and gleaned His wisdom at a deeper level than ever before. Over the next few weeks, I want to share some of the truths that I've learned with you to offer you hope and to encourage you to apply them to your life so that you too can begin to experience the peace and the promise that's available to you. Not only in this season, but when the normalcy of life returns too. Because the hustle and the stress of life will return, and it will return in full force. And when it does, I pray that you've allowed this season to transform you and your life for the better. So today I want to share the first of the 4 life-transforming lessons that I've learned from the COVID-19 crisis. And the first one is this, that I'm not in control, but God is. For years, I felt proud that I was independent, self-sufficient, and capable of achieving high levels of success. Early on, I believed the lie that I can't trust anybody to come through for me, so it's better that I do everything myself. So I craved control as a result, and I fought hard for it in every way. That way, in my mind, I could finally create the life that I wanted so badly, or so I thought. Though my hard work paid off in some ways, trying to do everything myself didn't work out so well. And the more that I fought to be in control of my life, the less in control I felt. And the more exhaustion, overwhelm, and burnout I experienced. And actually, before this season even began, I was already having to learn the new and very foreign concept of surrender because of the consequences in my life that I experienced. Yet this crisis has exacerbated the need and my desire to embrace the concept of releasing my grip and to learn how to live in abiding trust in God daily with every detail of my heart and my story. We all crave control over our lives, and we convince ourselves that we have it. We believe that it's our intelligence, our good deeds, our hard work, our determination, our resourcefulness, or maybe even our ability to manipulate situations and people in positive ways that will create and maintain our success and even some sense of security. But it's in times like these when life as we know it comes to a standstill. And no matter how hard we work or how badly we want to be in control of the circumstances, our eyes are open to just how little control we do have over anything. It's also in these times of hardship when we're forced to realize the truth that the control that we crave so badly, is actually bondage. Because whatever it is that we want to feel a sense of control over is actually what we are enslaved to. Yet if we are open to learning and growing, we can also realize that the thing that we are so afraid of losing, that we're grasping so tightly to, terrified to lose, is the very thing that once we let go of it, we're actually freer than we could have ever imagined. And we can't fathom that because it doesn't make sense. But these past few weeks have been a scary and beautiful reminder of that truth. The good news in all of this is that crises like these force us to relinquish any illusion of control that we have still left and create an awakening inside of us that enables us to live surrendered to God, who's always in control because he created everything in the universe and he reigns sovereign over every bit of it. So if we're willing to surrender to him, we can live as his children with full access to everything he has in abundance according to his unique purpose for each of us. Then we no longer have to live limited in our human ability, our human capability, or our understanding, or our knowledge. But we're open to the more that's available to us, more than we can even begin to dream, think, or imagine. But accessing that life is counterintuitive and it's countercultural. It doesn't make sense to our logical thinking, and it never will. We're not going to be able to figure it out or have any sense of control over it, no matter how hard we try. The only requirement to living that new life of freedom and fullness is surrendering our illusion of control, releasing our grasp, and spending time in his presence so that we can enter into the peace, the rest, and the fulfillment that is awaiting us. But we've got to be willing to let go of that illusion of control. We've got to get to know him, who he really is. Not who we've come to believe that he is, the lies that we believe about him, but who he really is, his nature and his goodness and his faithfulness and his plan. And begin to align with his heart and his spirit and learn to trust him because he is trustworthy. Lean into this season, friends, and be open to the learning and the growing that's available to you. Allow this time to shift your thinking, expand your awareness, and transform your being. There's always beauty in the pain. There are always lessons in the struggle. And there's always much to be grateful for in all of it when we are open to it. Times of crisis change us. Let this time transform you from the inside out so that your life is never the same, but better than you could have ever imagined. And stay tuned next Thursday for the second of 4 life lessons, life-transforming lessons that I've learned from the COVID-19 crisis. And until then, be well.